Now we're going to look ahead to tomorrow's start of the U.S. Open, the last tennis Grand Slam event of the year. I cannot wait. There's so many storylines to watch. And joining us is Rennae Stubbs, winner of 6 Grand Slam titles in doubles and mixed doubles, and an analyst for ESPN. Thanks for joining us this morning, Rennae.
You're welcome. You're welcome. How do you guys get up this early? I just don't know.
You do get used to it. So let's talk Coco Gauff. She's had a little bit of a challenging season. How do you think she's going to handle the pressure of defending her title? And any other Americans you think we need to be, keeping a close eye on here?
Look, Coco has not had a great lead up to the US Open last year. She was playing phenomenally well, winning in DC, winning in Cincinnati, coming into the US Open, being literally the hottest player coming in, and she proved it by winning the tournament. So she's got a lot of pressure on her to defend that. But hopefully once she gets into the tournament, we know how good she can be, and certainly with the crowd behind her, we know how much they love her. There's so many terrific Americans in the draw overall with the men and the women. Danielle Collins is playing her last US Open. Let's hope she has a bit of a run, but plays an American in the first round. Emma Navarro, another great young player who's into the top 20 in the world, who have fabulous Wimbledon, for example. I think the player probably to beat out of all the Americans is Jess Pegula. She won again, back-to-back titles in Canada, and now coming into the US Open, playing some really terrific tennis, losing in the finals of Cincinnati to Sabalenka. So she's playing great tennis. She's on a collision course in the quarterfinals to play Iga Świątek. She can do that. She can beat Iga. She's beaten her before, and Iga's sometimes a little unpredictable on hard court, so I think Jess is probably the one to watch out of all of them. And Maddie Keys, we're not sure how she's going to do. She pulled up lame at Wimbledon, and she's on a collision course to play Sabalenka if they all get through. So it's a lot of excitement in the women's.
Yeah, some tough matchups. Let's transition to the American men now, because it's been a long time. It's 2003. Andy Roddick was the last U.S. Open winner for the American men. What can we expect this time around?
We cannot wait to not talk about this anymore. When is an American guy going to win a Grand Slam, right?
Come on.
The bottom line is we've got a terrific bunch of guys. Inside of the top 20, there are 5 Americans, which is incredible, including Francis Tiafoe, who just made the finals in Cincinnati. So he's kickstarted his career again by doing that. I think it gives him a lot of confidence going into the US Open. He's on a bit of a collision course with another American in Ben Shelton. So Ben and Francis could play against each other again at the US Open.
Two great personalities, by the way.
They love the atmosphere.
So
they love
the
crowds at the US Open, but they are on a collision course to play each other, and then Novak Djokovic. So they're in a tough section of the draw. Tommy Paul has a tough opponent in Sonego, who won a tournament just yesterday. That's his first round. And he will, he's on a collision course for Jannik Sinner in the 4th round, I believe they play each other. So, look, 5 guys inside the top 20 is incredible. Seb Korda, who also, I wrote it down. I'm so prepared this morning. I'm usually not a person that does that. But Seb Korda won Washington, D.C. He's also inside the top 20 again after, awful injuries. So looking forward to see how well he can do. Tommy's been doing really well, but Taylor Fritz is probably the one, I think, just because of the draw, will probably be the one to beat on the American side.
Well, you just mentioned Novak Djokovic, but you also have him and Carlos Alcaraz. Some people think that they're on a collision course for the U.S. Open final. What do you think?
Yeah, well, we forget about Jannik Sinner, who's the #1 seed. He was my predictor to win the tournament months ago before all the stuff happened with, the drugs situation that happened to him, and having to deal with that, I'm sure, has been really difficult for him. But he's my favourite to win just because of the surface, I think. Alcaraz went over in his ankle yesterday. We're all like, oh, my God, don't pull out of the tournament. So there was a bit of a disaster with him. But Sinner, Alcaraz and Medvedev are all in the same half of the draw. So one of those 3 are going to make the final. So calm the farm on them playing in the final, okay? Because there's a lot of action still to go up that top of the draw, and Novak down the bottom, and you think that Novak is the one to beat in that bottom half of the draw. So one of those 3 are going to knock each other out.
He's coming off the Olympic gold medal, too.
Yeah, incredible, incredible. He doesn't have to do anything more in his career. He didn't have to do anything before, but winning a gold medal, for him to say it was the most important thing he's ever done in his career, that's pretty remarkable with Novak Djokovic.
The one thing that is for sure, there's a lot of really good tennis ahead.
Yes.
I know you can't wait.
I cannot wait.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for helping us break it all down. We'll see how it all plays out.